hello to my dad. So in the beginning, right, I was doing self readings on myself. This was, what year was this? 2019, 2020, 2020 going into 2021, around there. And I only had 2 cats. I only had my 2 cats. I didn't have my 2 dogs. So it was quiet. When I awakened and started tapping in and started exploring, where my heart was leading me, where my intuition was leading me, where my path was leading me, my journey, I should say, I spent a lot of time in the quiet because, like, no TV, no cell phones, no nothing, because that's where I could focus. That's also where I could hear. And not like hear beyond this realm, hear beyond the 3D. You feel me? So when I started tarot readings, like self readings, and I was just like excited as fuck because all these readings were hitting on, and I was getting messages that I needed to get, and I was getting confirmations that I needed to get, and I was just like exploring me. I was also saying I want to communicate more, right? I wanted to be a ghost whisperer. I wanted to be able to see ghosts. I wanted to be able to communicate. I wanted to be able to hear them. Like, I feel them. You feel me? Like, I feel when energies are around. I can't see them like as it when I'm awake. I have dreams and I have visits. I have lucid dreams, and I know when I have a visit, when I'm encountering like an angel, a spirit, a ghost, whatever. But awake, I can like see energy fields, but I can't and feel them, right? But I can't like see them fully as this. You feel me? So, anyways, and also what helps me is weed. Weed helps me connect. I know some people for weed it doesn't, but for me, weed helps me to connect. And that's another reason why I don't smoke around people anymore like I used to, because I can feel in everything. And on top of feeling their shit, the people I'm around, then like I tap into like the other side, so to speak. So there was one day, I forgot what I was asking. I was like, I guess I wasn't talking to myself, but I guess I was talking to myself, so to speak, because all geniuses talk to themselves. But anyways, so I forgot what the fuck I asked. All I know is I got no as the response. Loud as day, plain as day, as if it was from a living person. You feel me? I was like, oh, okay, bad, thanks. Trippy, cool, but you know what I'm saying? That wasn't actually my first like ghost encounter experience that I recall. It was, and this was 2010, 2011, before I fucking tapped in, before any of this. Like I've said, I've always believed in ghosts. I've always believed in spirits, angels, all that good shit, right? The afterlife, right? I was in Orlando. It was a friend's trip. This was like before I was tapped in. So I was in Orlando. It was a friend's trip, and it was a couple's trip. So me and my ex, we were in the living room sofa. And the other couple shared the other room. It was a group of us. Anyways, all I know is we're on the living room, pull out couch, whatever the fuck, and I lost my earring. So the bed wasn't even pulled out or nothing. So I don't know how the fuck I lost my earring. But anyways, I lost my fucking earring. And we're looking through it, right? And we We looked through the couch, we pulled out the cushions, we looked on the floor, we pulled out the flashlight, we looked to the left of the couch, the right of the couch, all over, blah, blah, blah. We pulled off the fucking cushions. All that good shit. And I was like, all right, fuck it, it's gone. Put the cushion back. And there's my earring. Right fucking there. It wasn't pinned to, it didn't get stuck in, it didn't get caught. It was just laying right there. So immediately I was like, thank you. Because who the fuck else? You feel me? It was whatever spirit was in that room fucking helped me out. So I said thank you, because that's a polite thing to fucking do. But anyways, so that's one experience, one innocent good experience. I mean, I haven't had bad experiences. I did get freaked out though. But that was before I was tapped in, right? Proof that, you know, they do exist. They do help. Which, I mean, people know. But I'm just saying, like, people need proof. There's your fucking proof. So anyways, fast forward, right? Had that conversation. Fast forward. And it was bedtime. It was nighttime. And normally my cats and my dogs sleep with me. My cats were sleeping with me. Nobody was in the bed with me at this time. And this is a spirit that was like, and this was after me saying, I want to talk, I want to talk, I want to talk. So I'm laying in bed, and then somebody comes and presses on my mattress and was like, knock, knock. Like, fucking with me. Naturally, I freaked the fuck out because hello, the fuck. So I freaked out, ran out, and I was like, nah, I'm good, nah. And then it took me a minute. I was like, I know I've asked for this. I'm not ready. It's 2 in the fucking morning. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. I'm not fucking ready. And then I went back to sleep, and that was that. And I haven't had anything like that in a while. Somebody told me it was a malevolent spirit, like it was a bad spirit. Usually when they like fucking with you like that or some shit. But I mean, naturally I was freaked out, but I didn't stay scared, so I didn't feel like it was a bad energy. It was just somebody fucking with me. I don't know if it was my dad, but anyways, whatever the fuck. Nonetheless, it hasn't happened again to that extent. But also, I've got dogs in 2022, so I haven't been in like the quiet. Although, fast forward to other experiences. So I went to Philly twice. I went to Philly in September of 22. This is like, I was drawn to Philly. Like, the man I'm in love with is from Philly. So I wanted to go there. But also, like, St. Pete is a big fucking energy pull for me too. I didn't have like the experience hasn't stuck with me. I know I experienced something in St. Pete, like aside from like feeling like home. I know I had something, but it's not sticking with me. So it's just like nothing bad. You feel me? Nothing that like stood the fuck out type shit is what I'm saying. But Philly. So I went in September of 2022. And I spoke about this way back when, but I'm not scrolling through my shit to find it. And then December of 2022. September's experience was definitely dark energy trying to fight and get me type shit is what I experienced. So in my hotel room, going to bed. But in my experience in the 5D, in the dream state, in the other side type shit, I was literally in my hotel room. Like, everything was the same. And the door that connects to the other room ended up... Now, mind you, the first part of that experience there was a really cute guy and an older lady. And then the room was bigger. It had like a little kitchen area and whatever. And I was hanging, talking with them, but they were definitely spirits from the other side. And some other spirits came through or whatever. But anyways, which that wasn't the bad part. That wasn't the crazy part. All I know is next thing I know, and I kind of levitated. I did levitate, not kind of levitated. I fucking levitated. Because I was fucking going up. So this hooded figure fast forward past the cute guy and the old lady. Which, I don't know why Aunt Mary wants to come to my mind, but it wasn't Aunt Mary. But anyways. The door, the connecting door that leads to the other room, this fucking hooded figure comes through. It's just a big black Reaper looking motherfucker, but he wasn't the Reaper, right? He was just big black hood. And in his hand was a little light. And I was grabbing onto that light, and it felt like an iPhone. That's what it felt like I was grabbing onto. Like it felt like that's what I felt like I was holding onto. And I was like fighting him for it, type shit. He was holding onto it, and I was trying to grab it out of his hand. And when I woke up, I was sweating. Hot as shit. Mind you, it was in Philly in September, and I had the AC on in my room. I was fucking sweating, breathing hard, and it was just like, yeah, fuck you, bitch, I won type shit. But that was like my first like encounter of a bad spirit trying to take my light, which I'm not gonna have a bitch. Okay. But also just reminded me of another experience of somebody I know that is highly fucking gifted and highly fucking strong and protected, but it freaked him out. Like when he was telling me the stories, like he was like, I sound crazy, and I'm like, you're not crazy. He had told me like the dark side was trying to fight to get him. Like he literally got grabbed. His girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, whatever, like she was there, she seen the shit, she freaked the fuck out. But anyways, so then like I think it was like the next night, like this big wave of white light came in and just like filled the entire room, and that was essentially like his protection. And he said he never experienced any demon grabbing after the fact. When you're highly gifted, when you're strong as fuck, when you have these big strong powers, and it energetically, spiritually, like that other side is gonna want you because they want you on their side because of how strong you are. The test is to not give it to temptation, but also at the same time, usually those highly strong individuals are highly protected on the other side. 444 is how I fucking say that shit. So you kind of can't fuck with this type shit. But anyways, so that was like another experience of somebody told me about their experience, that they're not crazy. The dark side just really wanted them. And I told him, I said, you know you're strong, you know you're powerful. Don't let them win, ever. And he's had conversations with his relatives on the other side too, which is another fucking cool thing, because I wish I would have. I mean, I do when I'm sleeping. He's had him when he was awake. So he's a very powerful fucking individual. I haven't talked to him. I wish the fucking best for him. I hope he's still good. I assume he's still good. But anyways, so back to me. That was his experience. Then so that was September 2022 experience in Philly. So I was like, all right, this place is fucking magical. This place is energetically high for me, right? So December of 2022, I went back up. Really good flight deals and hotel deals on both stays. And I fell in love with Philly in September. So I definitely wanted to go back. So I went back, and I didn't stay in a hotel this time. I stayed in a Sonder apartment, which is kind of like an automatic Airbnb. Everything's through an app. Everything's automated. I mean, they have like maintenance stuff. It's in an apartment building though. You feel me? Like it's a key card, key number, keypad, whatever the fuck. And I loved it. It was beautiful. But you have like your own little mini apartment. So anyways, so this one was cool because same story, same instance where everything was still the same when I fell asleep, right? And I can picture these just as if they happen today, which is what I love. And I wish I could just fucking hook it up and like play it back as a movie because it's fucking cool. Along with other dreams I've had with angels and ancestors and family members and friends that have passed on. Love y'all. Anywho, so I'm in my room and there was a bed on one side, on one wall. And there was a bed. There was a mirror on one side of the wall. And pretty much everything was the same except the mirror was like 10 times bigger. And what I remember is the start of it. All the animals that have passed on fucking running into the room. Dogs and cats alike, but there was like friends, Scrappy, Roxy, Trouble, which was my dog, Kitty. So it's like, oh Bailey, like all my friends' dogs that have passed on that I knew were fucking running to me and like jumping on my bed, which I fucking loved. So that was that part. But then I remember like looking in the mirror and seeing like my bed, but also seeing like this other room set up in the mirror. And somebody, he was like, the man I love was laying in the bed next to me. And he was like on his phone, scrolling. And then he's like, you ready? I'm gonna say yeah. And then we kind of just like fell back. And then I kind of gave him like a peep show. But it was just so real. You feel me? And like cool as shit. And that was like my second like experience that happened in Philly, to where it was like a telepathic encounter. That's what's coming to mind. But also like other side type shit. And like my dreams are vivid. I remember a lot of them. I'm always doing something. I have several lucid dreamings. When my dad first visited me after he died from cancer, and he went bald, obviously, because you have cancer, you go bald from the fucking chemo. And it was in the Florida house, and I'm going from the kitchen to the living room, and there's my dad sitting on the couch, and he's petting our cat DC, their cat DC, because she loved attention. That was his cat. And I was like, and it was part him bald and part him with his hair. But I stopped. This is how I knew it was a visit. I stopped it in my tracks. I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, you're supposed to be dead. I was like, oh wait, you are dead. And then he's like, I'm just here to pet DC. And then I saw my mom walking on the driveway. She was outside the house. She was walking from the garage to like the street. She was, and I just took that as like he was just visiting, petting DC. And then like my mom was a little lost, so that's how I took her being on the outside. And then the next thing, for the longest, pretty much like 21, 22. He visited quite a bit actually. And there was one time I introduced him to the man I'm in love with. But it was funny because like I've had dreams where that man has been on dates with other women. So it's just like I'm not upset about it. Like it is what it is type shit. You feel me? Like have fun type shit. But just like you know where your heart's at. So, anyways. But there was one dream that I had where Tony was in the living room because I heard him talking. The man I love came over and I was like, oh, you have to meet my dad. Like, he hasn't met my dad. Like, my dad approved of him through a Frank Sinatra song. We were cooking Sunday dinner together and playing oldies music. And the song Frank Sinatra came on. I think it was like My Way. And it was like the same year he died, because he died February of 21. And I met this man July of 21, I think, or June. Nonetheless, the dinner happened a couple months after, and like August or some shit. And so Frank Sinatra just randomly came on as one of the songs. Like all these oldies songs came on, but it was "Fly Me to the Moon" was definitely one of them, and then "My Way." And when I heard "My Way," I just fucking lost and I started crying because that was like the song that was playing at his funeral. That was one of the songs that was playing at his funeral. And my mom said he didn't like that song, but that was like such his song. Like, because if you knew fucking Tony, you knew he did shit his way. But anyways, so like that song came on and I just fucking cried. And then he held me. Like at first he didn't know what to do, but then he came and gave me a hug and I was just like, thanks. But and I told him I wasn't expecting to cry in front of him. I don't like to cry in front of people at the time because I'm a big tough girl. But being vulnerable is also being really strong. So anyways, I told him that song was playing at the funeral. And then the next song was like "Fly Me to the Moon." So that just gave me confirmation that like Tony approved of him, even though he didn't get to meet him. And in my dream, I tried to introduce him, which is funny. But like little shit here and there that let me know that he's here more than he's not, and he guides me a lot. Like when I'm driving on the road, he tells me how to drive. I see Corvettes more than I don't. Like that's his favorite fucking car. So I just know that like I'm protected on the road because of him. And then like, you know, random Tony or a Frank Sinatra song. You know, like the little things in here, like initials, little things here and there. You feel me? And that's just, I feel like for anybody and everybody, to confirmation that your loved ones are with you more than they're not. You see signs and messages everywhere. It's just a matter of understanding them. It's just a matter of figuring out what they mean at the time. Sometimes they're very apparent. Other times it takes a minute for you to realize why you saw what you did or why something happened the way it happened. But anywho, those are just some of the experiences that have stuck with me early on in the beginning. And then some of the experiences that continue to happen because I get signs and messages and little shits all the fucking time about my telepathic connection and people that have passed on. And I love it.